Do you see those fine line flower drawings people do online and think, I want to do that, but I have no idea, or I could never do that. That's way too complex for me. I have a simple bloom and I'm going to show you how to do this fine line flower drawing in really simple shapes and steps, and you're going to see just how fun and relaxing it really is. Okay, so to do this pattern, we're going to start in the center. I'm going to give myself a little dot so I can see if I'm generally speaking in the center, because that'll help me get everything where I need it. So I'm just going to make like one of my little, we're going to make a series of circles and ovals for the stamen, or like the tops of the stamen, which I think are called pistils. Somebody out there knows the answer if that's true or not, and they're gonna tell me. And so we're just being kind of loose about it. Like, do your best, take your time, but it doesn't need to be perfect. Let it be a little bit loose and fun. As we're just doing these wonky ovals, some of them might feel a little bit triangular or even circular. And I'm just holding my pen gently. Every so often I can kind of sit back and see, like, this is generally reading, kind of circular. These ones on the ends are going to be kind of particularly more kind of elongated ovals. And I might want to pack a few in there, kind of overlapping. Right, and then just kind of get an eyeball. Is that looking more or less good? And then from there, we're going to go ahead and do our first petal. And we know that, let me give myself another little stamen to work with here. So, well, now that I did that, this is reading a little bit square on this side, so I'm just going to add, that seems good. So we're going to want to go from generally here to about here. It's like more narrow and then it gets broader. And we're going to have a series of hills and valleys. So we're going to go up and over and go down a little hill, up a hill and come down. And then we're going to go up a hill, down a hill, stay pretty close. Then we're going to go downhill, uphill, and then take the turn. And we're going to have a little hump and make our way in. Something like that. And don't get too hung up on it being perfect, because that's not going to happen. Just let it be loose and know that you can do several of these. And then I like to pick the next one that feels like easiest to define for me. So we're going to start with this one here. If you are, I'm right-handed, so if you're left-handed, you may want to start, like, watch the whole thing and then start a different way. Just going up the hill, kind of a wonky line. And then we're going to come and go little hump, and then go down the hill, right? So we've got hills, valleys, hills. This could have been a little bit more like clearly two little humps, but that's okay. Right? I'm not going to get all upset about tiny little quote unquote mistakes, because they may add a ton of character. Now, on this part of the leaf, I know that my petal kind of comes a little bit more from a point. So I'm going to give myself those two little lines. And then I'm going to start from over here, and I know that this is going to tuck behind, right? So don't draw this, but I know it comes out over here, so I can sort of just trace over my own line. And then we're going to come out and do a little wonky line. It's going to go down into a valley, come up into a hill. And then watch this neat trick. We're going to come down and then just run off our page and then go down and up, and then connect. And then don't worry about mistakes like that. And then we're gonna just take like a line right over here and see how that now reads like we have a fold over. Pretty cool, right? And see how like that went over the side. It's got a bunch of ink sitting there. First of all, don't touch it because it'll smudge. And, oh, we got to finish up what we started here. Then this has to come over here and connect. So just do that. And I may want to fill in a little bit now that I've got my petals defined. Right, just see what looks good to you. Doesn't have to be totally full. And I kind of overlapped by accident, no big deal. And I can, if I want, make little lines for the stems. I mean, not all of them. You can just kind of see what feels right for you. Something like that. Okay, now in my case, I like using fountain pens, so I've used my Lamy for that one because it has a thicker line, whether I'm using my fine or extra fine. And now I want a thinner line and a lighter line, so my Lumos has a very fine tip and it's starting to run out of ink, so I'm going to take advantage of that. And now start to do my fine lines because they'll be nice and light. And sometimes I like to just kind of get a little map, lay of the land, and other times I just try and define what feels clear to me. And I'm just defining my contours here, so I'm just making a nice curved line. So that's kind of one side. And this side's going to probably curve somehow this way, right? We're not getting super exact about this. We're just giving the general idea. And I'm going right up, trying to anyway, go right up to the line. Right, so I touch my stamen, the top, and go right to the edge line of the edge of my petal. And if you get one line that's a lot darker than the others, don't sweat it. Gonna curve right around. I'm giving a nice curved line here. I'm not going straight because this petal is curving. So I'm giving that feeling of that curve. And you know, the first time or two you do it, it might not be quite right. Approach this like a series, right? You're gonna do more than one. You have chances to play around and figure it out. You don't have to have all the answers first time around. Right, like I don't force myself, I let things just evolve. And I also turn my page to make it as easy and comfortable as possible to draw, whatever that means for me. Right, so I get that nice curved line right up to my edge. But see, no, I don't cross over here because let's define this first, actually. So this is where it's folding over, and see how the lines of my fingers go? Right, that's the same when you have a petal of a flower. Now this is not a flower, but bear with me here, right? Something curls over, it's gonna look slightly different than the part that's not curled over. So we want to show with these curved lines that are gonna go like this, right? Little backwards C's. We're just showing the shape here. Isn't that cool? Right, and all we did was make this little valley and then like a little arc right over it, just gentle arc. And see how that made it so easy to make that sense of curling over? It's a great little trick. You know, right now I'm just kind of mapping it out to make it easier for myself. You might rather approach it from one side to the other. Right, see, when we're on the center point here, which is roughly this line, everything on the other sides goes out, right? My hand is mimicking the shape. See how on this side goes like that? Right, what if you just enjoyed this process of drawing without pressure? Right, just for the joy of learning and drawing, focusing on nature. Right, and then I like to turn things around, get a sense, and start filling in any gaps that might exist, or if there aren't any, then just let it be. And I feel like this needs more darkness, right? Because everything else is reading more dark in my lines. And I'm starting from the top to avoid dragging my hand, but it's a good point. You may want to do that if that's more comfortable for your hand or just easier for you to visualize where to draw your lines. Don't feel hemmed in by what I am doing. You can and should experiment to see what works for you, feels comfortable, feels intuitive. I'm all about giving you a flexible structure to find your way to making more art and finding more joy through that. Right, so I keep sitting back, seeing what I'm noticing. Okay, so now we have a lot of lines here and not as many here, so I want to add a few more to make it match. I kind of do like the way this is reading, but now we've got this problem of agreement in the drawing, so I'm going to add a few. Right, and once you get into this, doing these fine lines is super relaxing and fun. It's okay to allow for imperfections. It shows that it was done by hand, which is the beautiful thing, especially now, where so much is done by computers or AI, right? So let's keep it real. There's a lot of beauty in that. So I think that's working really well. It's got, the placement is really good. It's really well centered. It's got the lovely thicker lines for the stamen in the center, and then the lovely thinner lines to give the contours, and it's just a lot of fun. So this is just one flower, right? And hopefully you really enjoyed doing these relaxing lines, and I hope that you challenge yourself to make several, right? Make a bunch of versions, try things differently, experiment, and really see if you can get into the groove. And this is just one flower, and it's all part of the workshop that I'm doing with folks in my membership, The Gathering, who are at the Gather tier, where as part of our Finding Your Voice cohort, we've been moving closer and closer to this stage where we have been working with finding our own patterns. Then I helped people find their own botanical slow drawings from their own flowers. And now we're going to work on finding those contours and really how to place not just one bloom, but numerous blooms into a composition on a page and add some splashes of color and really get into the details of how do you define contours, and especially when you've got things that are twisting and turning this way and that. And so it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm really excited about that. If you're interested, why not join us at the free level of my membership, where you can join us for the weekly slow drawing workshop. We would love to have you, and there's a link below to sign up. Cheers! Happy drawing!